Exodia! Obliterate! So after breaking my fingers with Crimson Slash Spam Longsword, I wanted a break. But not my fingers, a real break, via a simple 1 to 2 button build that gets me decent times even when I'm feeling lazy, like 4 to 6 minute tempered kills. So enter my Obliterator bow build, where all you do is just do Dragon Piercer over and over and over, capable of getting over 100 damage per arrow procs on crit when everything is fully up. Now I made Obliterator way back in World, the good old days, so ever since I started this game I plan to make a video for it, and luckily it's viable. Yay! Real viable actually. But the only difference is crit draw doesn't work with Dragon Piercer anymore. Since I am doing this before my bow guide, let me explain Dragon Pierce real quick. You do Dragon Pierce via triangle plus circle without holding R2. If you hold R2, you're gonna do the 1000 dragon crap, you don't want that. But you can also do DP, Dragon Piercer, after hitting a wound with Hellstorm. Now there's two versions of DP. One that does more damage but takes longer, and the other that does less but is quicker. The lesser one is done after dodging or shooting an arrow. In a real fight against a tempered monster that's going to hit you for like half your health, the fast one is better to spam because you're not locked into the animation as long. However, there are case uses where you want to do the slow DP, so a trick I discovered is that you can guarantee doing back-to-back DP, the big one, with focus mode Hellstorm. Simply tap R1 to shoot one arrow, do not charge all the way to full or to lock onto a wound, and then you can do another DP right after. Of course, you also want to have your coatings on, which we'll be using the Guardian de Shagama's bow. Yes, that's right, no Ardian, thank God. But DP scales best with raw damage, and this beats out Elemental by a mile from what I tested, including the Ardians. It also already comes with ballistics and special ammo level 1 and 2 level 3 slots. Technically better than Ardian slots, letting you put the Pierce Jewel in, which increases your DP damage, and more than likely, crit boost level 3. While the bow does have minus 15% affinity, my build will sort of make up for that. The downside though is the bow will only have close range coatings and blast coatings. In close range, while it does increase your raw by a ton, it limits your range. However, with level 2 ballistics and DP being able to shoot further than normal arrows, it's not too bad if you stay around this range. And here's some extra tips. If you're going solo, play with your Palico with you so it can distract the monster, as DP does take some time. To which case, this build is great for multiplayer because obviously you have a lot of people distracting the monster. Next, you're going to want to use flash bombs to distract the monster, to not be easily targeted. You can also use Ghillie Mantle after your Corrupted Mantle falls off for a safe DP. Do not use Tracer Arrows because it screws up your damage. And lastly, make use of Swallow Jump Shot after a dodge to gain more distance from the monster, or to get closer to the monster so you can be in range of ballistics. And obviously Dragon Piercer is better against bigger targets like Uthuna, Jin Dahid, and Arkfeld and stuff like that. Probably wouldn't use this against something like Ajarakan, for example. And yes, this is an endgame build, but I will have a progression template later on in the video. So here is the best build after testing various setups. This build gave the most damage in conjunction with Corruption Mantle, which gives you 20% crit in last 90 seconds. So the build is Gorehelm B, Arc Boobs B, should be double D actually, GR Gloves, Gore Skirt A, and Dad. Is that how you say it? Anyways, Dad Legs, the B version. And then Exploiter Charm level 2. 2-piece Gore inflicts you with Frenzy, where after like 2 to 3 Dragon Piercers, you overcome it and you gain 10% crit, which becomes 25% crit total with level 3 Antivirus. So 2 Sane Jewels, 3 Challenger, 2 Ambush, and 3 Physique, which gets you level 5 Wex, level 5 Constitution, level 5 Agitator, and level 2 Ambush. You can technically just go 1 Physique Jewel for level 3 Constitution and then eat for Black Belt, and then put Divine Blessing in those last 2 slots for a little bit of damage reduction. Now you're probably freaking out that there's no Stamina Surge. I know, but you don't need Stamina Surge with Dragon Piercer spam. The attack barely consumes stamina, and then you have the Dodge Bolt to gain it back whenever you do dodge, so you don't need Stamina Surge. Instead, you get Ambush, which gives you 10% raw increase on sneak attack for like a minute or something. So every fight, you're going to start with a sneak attack, gain the boost, and if the battle prolongs somehow, you can always put Ghillie Mantle later on to get a second sneak attack to re-up that buff. But if you are doing multiplayer where you won't get sneak attacks, then yeah, put into Refresh Jewels for Stamina Surge level 2. And again, for the weapon, level 3 Pierce, level 3 Crit Boost, and level 1 True Shot for level 2 Special Ammo Boost, which boosts Dragon Piercer. But if you want more range, you can go with the level 1 ballistics instead for level 3 ballistics. And that's the build. Very easy, very lazy. And while I did say it's easy, it's not actually that easy, since certain monsters like Arkveld can be kind of annoying since they can quickly get to you, but you can always use Hellfire to break a wound to interrupt them and create more distance there, and you always have blast coating if you wanted a bit more range. So yeah, if you can get used to it, it's a chill fun time. For progression before these 8 rank armors or gore, so sub HR 40, I probably wouldn't do this build and just play bow normally and do exactly what I use for my longsword progression, which is this setup, but just putting in stamina surge and constitution instead of max might, and using whatever non-Ardian bow you want. But if you wanted to do this build as early as you can, go with this setup here, getting agitator and Wex, and then just slotting in stamina surge and constitution, or ambush like I said, and make a Wex charm for 5 agitator and 5 weakness exploits. So I hope you guys enjoy the build. Leave a like on the video, 800 likes, and I'll make the bow guide by the weekend for the optimal way to play bow. And after that, well, maybe we can do some meta bow videos. I don't know, you tell me. But I'm going to show you guys one full hunt so you can see how this thing plays. Check out my longsword meta video if you haven't, or if you're a fellow weeb. And don't miss any more cool videos like this by subscribing for more Wilds epicness.
It's always a treat to watch you work, Hunter.